What is up, everybody? I am Joseph and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to briefly go over what you should do in order to prepare for Fossil Island. This will not be an in-depth guide on the different methods, but really just an overview on things you should start looking into as Fossil Island creeps just a little bit closer with about a week left until release. While a week may not sound like a long time, it should be plenty of time to catch up with the quests, items, and skills that you need in order to get the most out of your Fossil Island experience. Starting off with quests, there's really one quest in particular that will be very important and helpful as you try to get all the things prepared for Fossil Island's release, and that quest is the dig site quest. Now, from what I was able to find and from what I've heard, the dig site quest may not be a direct requirement for anything. However, having this quest completed gives you a lot of unlocks for teleportation as well as some extra kudos, which we'll touch on later, but kudos are very important with the release of Fossil Island. The main thing being the quest that unlocks the island, the actual quest that will be released, Bon Voyage, which requires 100 kudos to start. As of right now, there's no skill requirements, but it does require kudos. If you're unaware of what kudos are, they're a point-based reward system for the Varrock Museum that can be obtained through the natural history quiz on the bottom floor of the Varrock Museum, through cleaning finds, which does require the completion of the dig site quest, and through various quests throughout the game, as well as one mini quest, all totaling up to 153 kudos. And again, you do need 100 to unlock the Bon Voyage quest, so if you don't have the required kudos, it's a good idea to start looking into them to see what you can get done before the release. As of right now, the two requirements for kudos are 100 for the Bon Voyage quest, which you do need to complete, and then 151 is what I was able to find for the volcanic mine, which will lead to the new mining activity. So if you do plan on taking advantage of this mining method, you will need at least 151 out of 153 kudos, which is pretty much all of them. It'd be very hard to not get those last two. So it's a good idea to definitely start looking into what kudos or what activities you need to complete in order to get the most kudos you can. The next thing I want to talk about is some items that would be very helpful to obtain before next Thursday. The first item being the dig site pennant. The dig site pennant is an enchanted ruby necklace. However, the ability to enchant the necklace does have to be unlocked. This is done through cleaning finds. So if you ended up doing this for kudos, you may have already had this done. But while cleaning these finds, you need to look for a clean amulet, which when you hand into one of the archaeologists will unlock the ability to enchant a ruby necklace, allowing you to teleport to the dig site 5 times. Now, the benefit of using this over just the dig site teleport scroll is really cost. Enchanting a ruby amulet costs a total of $12.64 for all the supplies and the amulet, making each teleport about 252 GP, compared to the teleport scroll, which is over 2.6k for one teleport, and these will stay relatively high while the new content is released, as it is a fairly convenient teleport, so having that dig site pennant unlocked will save you quite a bit of money in transportation costs. It was mentioned that there will be a teleportation to Fossil Island itself, but it was not released on how to unlock it, and it was hinted that it will be a little bit difficult to unlock, so you're not going to have that most likely on release day, so it's a good idea to have some backup teleportation methods. Now, this may take a long time to discover. It took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to find the dig site pennant. However, it is also a requirement for the Varrock Diary, so getting it out of the way is not only going to help you with Fossil Island, but will also help you with your achievement diaries. So it's a good idea to go ahead and start working on that. Other items that will be very helpful on Fossil Island is diving apparatus, a fishbowl helmet, and mud skipper flippers. These will be required for almost any of the underwater activities, and there are quite a few of them. The flippers, while not required, will greatly help you in just traveling in terms of speed and your ability to move around. But the other two, the fishbowl helmet and the diving apparatus, will be required. And these are obtained by completing the freeing Pirate Pete part of Recipe for Disaster. And if you have completed that and you don't have these in your bank, go ahead and talk to Murphy on Port Hazard, and he will, I believe, sell them to you. The flippers, however, are a rare drop from mud skippers. And again, while they're not required, it's definitely a good idea to try to get a pair of these before the release, as it will make your underwater travel just a little bit more smooth. The next thing I want to go over is the skills that will be helpful on Fossil Island. As of right now, there aren't any listed specific skills that are required to get on the island or for the quest, but there are some that are very helpful or will be very helpful for the activities on the island. I'm not going to go through all of them because not all of them have been released, but I will hit on a few. For example, underwater fishing requires a minimum of 47 fishing and 40 hunter. Herbivores require 80 hunter. The mushrooms require 65 woodcutting, and the fossil wyverns require either 66 slayer for the lower level ones or 82 slayer for the higher level ones. There are a lot more activities that will be on this island. However, I'm not going to specifically talk about them as it'll take quite a bit of time, and not all of them have been specifically talked about in a dev blog. So if you are interested, go on over to the dev blogs and read about them, or wait till it's released, and I'm sure you'll find out what other activities Fossil Island has in store for you. From the looks of it, Fossil Island will be very different from the normal way you're used to playing. For example, some things will be a little bit more dangerous. For the mushrooms or the new mining activity, it will be more similar to Wintertod, where it's a skilling activity, but it's a little bit dangerous. In the swamp, there's aggressive monsters that will attack you, and it's just something you need to watch out for, especially on the day of release. Make sure you are prepared for anything, really. They've stated that there are ways to avoid this damage, and it's even possible for a level 3 skiller to do some of these activities. However, especially on the day of release, I would just be very cautious on what you do, as they aren't going to specifically tell you everything that you need. So until things are discovered, take it easy a little bit because there are some dangerous areas of this island. One last thing to keep in mind is that the experience rate from these activities is most likely not going to be 100% efficient. A lot of the activities have reduced rates from tick manipulation and things like that. So if you're looking for the best possible rates, I don't think Fossil Island is going to be that answer. However, I do think the activities on this island are unique and will be entertaining, and they will have competitive experience rates. So if you're not looking for completely efficient activities and you're maybe a little bit more of a casual player like myself, you'll find these activities enjoyable and a nice change of pace, while still progressing your account at a decent rate. Overall, I am very excited for this update, and I think a lot of good things are going to come of it. But that is all I have for this video. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But again, I hope you did enjoy this video, and I will see you next time.